American Football Stories.
American Football Stories is brought to you by Coach Paint. Coach Paint is a great tool that allows us to add graphics to player highlight clips similar to the graphics you see on TV. Coach Paint offers the ability to clearly tell a straight video while increasing retention of information in a shorter amount of time. Up your game with Coach Paint today.
What time is it? Game time! It's gonna be special. They're gonna talk about this forever.
Welcome to American Football Stories.
Puts his head down, crashes and spins, and dives. Touchdown!
Bringing together the many perspectives that make up college football in the NFL.
Football is one of the greatest sports ever invented.
From players and coaches
Believe, baby, believe, baby.
Hey, we playing to win right here, fellas.
to the front office and scouts.
The public is finally beginning to catch up, but they don't even know half the truth.
Us against the world, let's get it.
Your hosts, Robert Parker and Nick Knudsen, bring you American Football Stories.
Welcome to the American Football Stories podcast brought to you by Coach Paint. My name is Nick Knudsen. My co-host is Robert Parker. Today is April 20th, 2021, and joining us tonight is former Wesleyan Cardinals quarterback, writer, podcaster, film guru, Mark Schofield of USA Today Touchdown Wire. Mark, thanks for joining us tonight.
Nick, Robert, blessed to be here. Thanks for the little shout out to Wesleyan University. Go Cardinals. I'm a happy member of the sort of football world, Wesleyan alums. You've got Bill Belichick, you've got Eric Mangini, you've got Phil Yates, and I guess I'm number 4 on that list, and that's fine with me. I'll be happy to be on that list. But guys, it's a blast to be with you. I'm excited to talk some QBs tonight.
That's quite a list right there. That's
really
really great
it's
list.
A quality list. And what's interesting is Mangini graduated Wesleyan in 94, and I enrolled, my freshman year was the 95-96 season, so I missed him by a year. But the same coaching staff was in place, and he was a nose tackle. He was a nose guard, defensive lineman at Wesleyan. And when we would do our pursuit drills, they would call it the Mangini drill because he was famous for making a play where he was at nose tackle and made a tackle like 35 yards downfield. And then punt returners would have to do the Eric Mangini punt return drill or competition, which was, before practice, field the punt. Okay, you've got one football, hold that, field the second one, see if you can get to 14. Because Mangini apparently caught 13 punts, still had all 13 footballs in his hand, and fielded a 14th. Somehow he had them like stuck between his legs, under his arms.
Oh my God.
Waddled himself over there. So if anybody's watching this or listening to this and thinking Eric Mangini, he's not an athlete, he's an athlete, or at least he was back in the day. But I missed Mangini by 1 year, and it's one of my biggest regrets.
Well,
Wow.
I can see why. Hearing those stories, I think the closest thing I've seen to that level of athleticism is in the Blue Man Group show where they catch the marshmallows and they catch like 42 of them, right?
Yeah.
Like Mangini's just shoving the football in his shirt or something
Yeah, I mean,
like that.
he had to have like under his shoulder pads and stuff. I still don't know how he did it. I got 3 once, and I was like, this is the greatest that I've ever done as an athlete. Like with one in each hand and then like squeezing the ball, the third one together. I was like, this is phenomenal. I can retire right now. And I probably should have given my college stats, but that's a story for another time. Did you know, guys, adjusted net yards per attempt can be negative? I didn't know that until I ran my own numbers, and apparently it could be negative. So in case anybody was wondering about that one, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've heard you talk. I think I saw a PFF interview with you where you're like talking about getting a hold of your own game film, but you're kind of dreading it too at the same time.
Yeah, I know you guys know Matt Waldman. He's basically like first in line, but there's a long list of people that want to sit down and watch my one start. Now, I will say we won that game, but it was after I threw my second pick. It was after I threw my second pick in the end zone on wide throwback. Guys, I'm the only human alive that threw a pick on wide throwback, but I did. I get pulled. The starter comes back in. He's like, get the Kurt Schilling blood on the sock because he's got a torn tendon in his ankle. Jake Fay, my boy. He throws 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter and we win. So it had nothing to do with me, but I will say Wesleyan University 1-0 in games in which I was a starter. So
we could like categorize that under, but Tebow won a playoff game. Like we could put that in the same category, right?
If you see me on the timeline defending the idea of QB wins, that's why.
It.
That's why. Because I was a beneficiary of the idea of QB wins.
So between the undefeated record and being 3 spots down from Bill Belichick on any list is probably a good accomplishment. I mean, this is quite a resume we've built up to start here, but
yeah, it's all downhill from here, everybody. Buckle up.
Thank you for listening to American Football Stories podcast. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, American Football Stories. We are working to grow our network on YouTube and we'd love to have you subscribe. You can find us also on Apple Podcasts, on Twitter at American FB Story, and on our website, AmericanFootballStories.com. I am Robert Parker. My co-host is Nick Knudsen. This has been another episode of American Football Stories.